Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is signs that you passed your CXC exams. Before we get into it, go ahead and subscribe, and also go ahead and subscribe to Breeze Adventure on YouTube. Put the a picture here as well as the link below, right? The first sign that you passed your CXC exams is that you answered everything. So if you know, so when you get the paper, you answer all of the question them. You're not left nothing blank. Every question you see, you just have an answer, right? It don't necessarily mean that the answer have to right, but it means you have an answer for everything, right? So if you know, say you answer everything, nothing not left blank, then that increase your chances rather than you just left it blank. My teachers always say, I have foolishness, write it same way, right? Write it same way. So me, if me do an exam, if me don't know the answer, God knows say, me go write something on the line. Me go make up something. Me go calculate something. Me not left it blank. Make it be rubbish. Me write the rubbish on the paper, but me not believe in a give up paper blank. If I rubbish, me I write the rubbish on it same way. But that is literally the first sign. If you don't see answer everything and nothing, no left blank, then that's the first sign that you passed. It means there's something go on. The next sign that you pass is if you actually studied, right? Now this one important, right? Because if you never study, you could have gone at the exam and it's a 50-50 chance you pass. But if you know you actually study, you did finish the curriculum, you did finish the syllabus, and you go through every topic, then you know if you worry about, you write something on the line we at least relate to that question, right? At least relate to it in some way, shape or form. If you know you did study the entire syllabus. Enough time people, including me, for some of my exams, we don't really finish the syllabus. We just go in there and basically we just go in there with what we cover and then we wing the rest. You get what I'm saying? But if you know you did actually finish the syllabus, then you have a better chance of passing. You know, if you worry or blah blah too much, because say you did already do all that studying, say you did go through majority, or guess what? If you never study everything, then if you know you did study majority of the syllabus, then you're not enough to worry about. You're not enough to worry about. So if you know say I saw it go, then you good too. Right? You good too. Now the next sign is if you never like guess too much, because for me love when I exam and I feel guess too. The minute me I feel think twice, thrice, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times on one question, then me know see a problem. It means I'm not sure the answer. And it means that there's a good chance we can write foolishness because we don't know the answer. So if you're like that and you didn't hear that say, no, so I don't know the answer. And you guess, you think one time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and I say, wait there. I want the answer. You do the maths question and you say, well, on there. Me get 5, but now me get 9. Then me get 100, but 100 the far from the 5, but me get the first time. If you know, say, you answer the question and you realize that it does not matching, and you know you have to guess. The minute you start guess, it means you're not sure. So if you know say one bag of guessing not go on with, then that's a 50-50 chance, literally. But if you know you're going there and you need not guess too much, you just write and answer the question and breeze through the exam, then you know so you're not have to really stress out yourself and act yourself and I wonder if you pass it or not. Now, this is signs that you passed, but guess what? Signs that you might have potentially failed or you are on the borderline of failing. So you're on the line between pass and fail. Now, those signs are for people who would definitely, surely pass. If you're on the borderline or you fail, then guess what you did? You leave questions blank. You're leaving questions blank is automatic 0. If you did write the foolishness on the paper, then maybe the question worth 10 marks. 1 mark out of the foolishness makes sense, and that 1 mark can make a difference with you passing and you failing. So if you know you're left with 100 million page blank in that, then I don't know if you would expect much. If you know, say I left like, if the exam has 10 pages and you know, say, like for both the paper one and the paper two, no. If from the paper one, you know, say you guess out and guess out. If from the paper two, which is the one that has the most marks, you know, say for example, you have 10 page, paper two, most marks, and you only answer question for maybe 1 out of the 10, then them the chances kind of slim, not gonna like very slim. 1 page out of 10 page, paper two, worth the most marks, that don't make no sense. The paper one, depending on how everybody else performs in the Caribbean, that's how CXC does the mark scheme, right? So everybody should know that by now, or at least thinks everybody should have pick up on CSI go. So basically, if for 1 year a grade 1 is 80% plus, then maybe if we next year a grade 1 turn into a 90% plus. So it all depends on the subject and how everybody else in the Caribbean perform. If people are fail out the subject, then it brings the pass mark down. So if everybody fail out, let me use maths for example, right? Example purposes on maths. Everybody decides to fail out, majority fail out. So if majority fail out, then guess what? The pass mark have to move down, because guess what? CXC can't fail everybody, right? They cannot fail everybody, and so guess what? Even though the pass mark the day maybe want 80% to get a grade 1, CXC have to carry down the pass mark to like a 60. So the person who get a 60 got walk home with a grade 1. So 60 plus get a grade 1, and then you back up 2, 3, grade 2, grade 3 behind, because CXC cannot fail everybody. Because what if 100, just an example again, 100 students from the Caribbean do the CXC exam for example, say maths, and one, or let's say 2 students out of the 100 get 90 on the maths exam overall, right? And the other 98 are perform below 50. It makes sense to keep the 90 as grade 1, then everybody who will perform below 50 are going to fail. So it don't really make sense to make only 2 people pass, if that makes sense. And so that's what happens. So they would have said, here what we are going to do. 60 plus, that is the new grade 1. So anybody with a 60, with a 70, with a 80, with a 90 go straight up, then say, alright, this is the new grade 1. And somebody with a 40 turn in a grade 2. Literally, that's what it works. But if you know you're going to the exam and that guess, and you did and you don't know what you're doing, then you really set up yourself on the borderline. So it's really 50-50 whether you pass or you fail. But other than that, no, yeah, say there's if you leave 100 million page blank on an exam there, whichever exam, then that's tricky too. You really put yourself on the borderline. You're up on the borderline and lean over to the failing side. If you're really going on an exam, and for example 10 pages on the paper too, which were the most mark, you decide say you only answer 1 and 9 page blank, then that make you on the borderline and you lean to failing. But as I say, what the final grade, only CXC can decide that final grade. So when the grade them come out, everybody are gonna see what them actually get. If that makes sense. So yes, that's what basically I try to say. So although I say this is like at the end of the day, it's up to CXC and how the Caribbean perform for you to see a grade. But these are the signs to tell you say from now, if you know you never did do certain things on the exam, then nobody look for your one with distinction, if that makes sense. If you know saying it's worse if you know say you're going to the exam, you write your name on the paper, or if you're one of the people that who 10 minutes in the exam at the appendix asleep, for an exam was supposed to be 2-3 hours. 10 minutes in your sleep. Something to write this one. That's the next sign that you're lean on the failing side, right? So the next time, let's say y'all in for the feeling side, if you're going at the exam and go sleep, there's no way a 2 to 3 hour exam start and 10 minutes in you asleep. No, no man, that look bad. There's a reason why they give 2 to 3 hours for the exam. So there's no way 10 minutes in you asleep. I saw you one bright. That don't make no sense. That don't make any sense right there. So if you know say you're them people that 10 minutes in at the into the exam you're asleep, then something alright. I'm sorry, something don't right. And that would have probably be one good indicator. Say you not really do much on the exam. That put you up on the borderline and lean over to failing. If you get what I said, just because what you could have read on the paper saying at 10 minutes, a ten page paper in a 10 minutes. I don't much that. Yeah, much. So, and there's a reason why them give that amount of time. But other than that, no. So, if you know, so you're going to the exam, go guessy. You know, so you're going to go sleep after 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, you know, come on. Even make it to a half an hour before you get to bed. Then something don't right this up. If you know, so you leave a lot of stuff blank, then something don't right this up either. All for foolishness, write the foolishness on the paper. Right? Write it same way. Now the next thing now that probably put up on the borderline and might potentially cause it to fail is if you never study, right? The next thing that would probably cause it to fail if you know say listen, if you know say you never study nothing, you're going to the exam day just don't know nothing, you don't pay attention in the class, you don't know nothing. The point is you don't know nothing and you're going to the exam day no studying, no practice, no pass it or nothing. Then I don't know if I say me not think me would have really say expect much. If me know say you never study, you never done a past paper, you never pay attention to the teacher all school year. And some people are like that, them not hear no teacher say them looking at book, they no business and at all. Then we would expect much. But if you know say in yourself say, you know, me do couple past paper, me do 1 3 past paper, better study some stuff, then you can say yes. Fingers crossed me I'll pass. But there's no way you will never see a pass paper at the end of your life. You need to listen to the teacher. You know, open a book, the year do biology exam, and at the night before first time you open a biology book or watch one biology video and something right there. So if you need cause the thing is that some people, you know, they don't even study, you know, because they didn't pay attention. So if you know say somebody who did not pay attention throughout the school year, you know say you cannot get an idea how everything work already. And you probably do a little bit of studying, probably not even much, but you probably can go in there and wing or write something on the paper. You can probably wing it. But somebody who did not pay attention the whole school year, somebody who night before exam and first time up more biology textbook, that don't make no sense. You need to pay attention. First you open a biology book. You never see a past paper, that don't make no sense. That is a sticky situation and it really make you up on the borderline after you pass your fail and you lean over to the failing side. But I don't know if it's say. But at the end of the day, it's up to CXC what grade you get. It's up to them what grade you get, so you just have to pray about it. Check your results early. I have a how to check your CXC results video. I put here, so I'll put the link in the description as well. But basically that is the end of this video. If you have any questions, you can comment them down below, and bye.